I'm sure y'all seen them little YouTubes and high school, like dark skins are light skins.
Oh, yes.
Like Marissa and daughter.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Heaven. I'm the membership recruitment of the Blueprints, and the Blueprints is about empowering Black women, discussing topics throughout the Black community and how to move forward from it. Or through it.
So our first question is colorism still a prominent issue among the Black community? Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we all understand where it stems from. It stems from slavery, this division of the light-skinned slaves in a house versus the dark-skinned slaves on the fields. So we understand the origins of it. My example of colorism is that my mom is a light-skinned woman. She's a light-skinned Black woman, and with me being her dark-skinned daughter, many people would, kind of like question that, like, is that really your child? Is that your niece? And I had my experience in school growing up where people would actually like mention that, like they wouldn't think that, like, you're too dark for her to be your mother. Also, I would definitely get like my grandmother. She would always, I love her to death, but you gotta call out to elder generation, but she would always recommend I use lightening soap to lighten my skin. And that was very like disheartening.
Like, we're touching on subjects about the hatred towards like dark-skinned women, but I feel like we also have to keep in mind that lighter-skinned women, I wouldn't say they do face colorism, but like at the end of the day, they're still Black women. And like if I was to have a daughter and she was light-skinned, I wouldn't want her to feel like she's less of a Black woman just because she has lighter skin. But I would still want her to acknowledge that she does have the upper hand because she does have light skin, lighter skin than I do. Because my mother, just like what Talia was saying, my mother, she yellow, like she real yellow. And like piggybacking off of what Talia said, even when I was in school, like, yeah, they would come and be like, she would come to my school and they would be like, oh, your mama bad, like, that's your mama? You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, yes. And they would say like, oh, you look just like her, but if you didn't look like her, then, nobody would think that's your mom. And I'm just like, well, I'm glad for the strong genes, but like, it's very sad how like the Black community doesn't know or just doesn't acknowledge that Black women, Black people in general, we come in all different shades and colors, like,
So I definitely, when it's time to talk about, and like this dark-skinned woman, lighter-skinned women aren't coming to the defense of darker-skinned women. Why? Because they actually benefit from colorism because they're going to be on the forefront of media promotion. Like, why? If I'm a light-skinned woman or I'm a mixed-race woman, why would I like not be for the promotion of my skin tone? And I feel like mixed race women or lighter skinned women, even non-Black women, they actually benefit from it. They're not really going to speak up about it, because why speak up about something when you're not going to be a disadvantage? You know what I'm saying? So that's where I kind of like,
I wouldn't say that they're
disagree.
affected by it. Be like, if someone was asking like someone, oh, what are you mixed with? And they're just like, oh, I'm Black. They're just like, what are you mixed with? You know what I'm saying? Like, and they're constantly telling them that, I'm Black, but people are just like thinking that they're mixed with something just because they're lighter. Like, I feel like that could kind of belittle them being a Black woman, or them like telling them that they are a Black woman. I just don't think that's fair either. Not saying that like the issues that darker skinned women are going through, doesn't matter, but like I feel like we all still have to be considered that we're all Black women at the end of the day, no matter like the issues that one side goes through. Because we're both, white men don't like us all. Like, they don't like us all. But so
then that's is being badgered by questions like, oh, are you mixed with something? That's going to say that, oh, she's too pretty. Like, she looks like too attractive to even be considered Black. So that's like anti-Blackness, and that's white supremacy. Those are those ideals that are prompting people to ask that question, because it's like, that's like saying, oh, she's too dark skinned to be pretty, or like you're pretty for a dark skinned girl.
Yeah.
They're basically saying that, oh, you are, they're pretty much saying that you're too pretty to be a black woman. So that's it has hints of colorism, but I feel like that's more of a white supremacist ideal that's like kind of like that implicit bias is prompting them to ask that question to like gauge their blackness or not. But yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and move on to question.
Like whenever I was real young, like my dad, he has a darker skinned friend, and it was like one time I asked him like, why is Jack dark skinned? But it's like the attitude I had it in is kind of like he was beneath us in a way. And my dad, one thing I appreciate about him, he I'm sorry. Oh. He nipped that in the bud, and that's what that really encouraged me, and that definitely inspired me. Definitely, like whenever I get as a parent to always correct that, because like he basically answered and said Jack is dark skinned, but don't think you're better than him because he's dark skinned. Like
I feel like, and I used to watch My Wife and Kids a lot, and I don't know if y'all remember like when they switched that out, and that wasn't like explained to me. My mom didn't really like talk about it, or my dad didn't talk about it, so I was like, okay, so like light-skinned women are always gonna be ahead of me no matter what I do, and I'm tall, and I'm not necessarily, I don't know if I'm dark-skinned, I'm just black, but I'm definitely tall and I'm not light-skinned, so what am I gonna be ever portrayed as? So I feel like I definitely did that, not a lot in middle school, but I would like make those comments. You know, I grew, and I apologize for those that I talked to, but yeah, that was definitely me in middle school. They chose you because you were light skinned, not because you were prettier. But we both pretty, so what's the real issue?
We've seen bullying, but like it's kind of like haha, I'm never gonna pick you, I'm never gonna get you because you dark skinned. Like you're never gonna be it, you're never gonna be picked. So to me, I feel like it can be a form of bullying, because it's like, well, now I'm never gonna get picked because
But like you gotta think about it, like, yeah, it's a form of bullying, but like if a white person was to bully another white person, oh, I'm not bullying because you like, I'm not, that's like, you gotta think about it like that too. You know what I'm saying?
like if I'm never gonna date you because you this and you that and you dark, you blah blah blah.
That colorist.
And bullying too.
Girl, we separate. What's the
That's why I
difference?
said. That's why I said it's. It could be.
Sorry, that's my friend. I love her.
That's why I said it could be.
It's a form, but that question up there
bullying.
say, what is the difference?
And I said it could be. I
You
piggyback off of you. You said it's not, and I said, well, I feel like it could be a form.
It's like a Venn diagram. Like you could put two circles together and you could see like the intersections in between. Because like bullying, like regular bullying is just picking on somebody because you don't like them. Like it don't matter what your skin tone is. Like if I don't like you, I'm gonna purposely like mess with you, bother you. And like colorism is just like you just are talking about somebody and you're being mean and you're disrespecting them for their skin tone. So if I'm a bully, if I'm like a black boy and I'm bullying a dark-skinned girl, I'm specifically targeting her because she's dark-skinned. I'm specifically talking about her skin tone and why she deserves to be bullied because of her skin tone, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's why I feel like the difference between like bullying and colorism is just specifically picking on somebody because of their skin tone, while bullying is just targeting somebody just because you know you can do that, if that makes sense.
Right then and there in your household, you should teach. You know what I'm saying? Like how black parents have to teach their black sons, specifically black sons, like about foolish brutality. You know, walking around at night with a hoodie on, but stuff like that. I feel like we need to teach young black girls, young black men, young black women, and young black men about colorism and how it's not good, and about, you know, like you were saying, self-love and stuff like that. I had another point, but we go.
Texturism and featureism, and I feel like when you're also teaching your kids, it's more important just to teach, like, to love your hair, love your features, love your skin tone, no matter what. Because I don't know, I just lost my mind just now. I'm sorry. So basically, yeah, I feel like that does play a part. I also wanted to say, like, I feel like, because I always questioned, I was like, why are more black men more coons than black women? And I feel like when it comes to us, like, growing up compared to black boys, I feel like our first head on, like, what am I trying to say? I'll say, like, issue, like, we deal with first is our hair. Loving our hair first. I feel like that's, I'll say, like, we're forcing, I mean, I guess, like, our hair is a way for us to force to love ourselves more and to appreciate our blackness and our culture. I always refer to the media, I mean, because we see media every day, but I'll say, like, maybe, like, growing up, the type of movies we'll watch, like, we're more so of men portraying is, like, caricatures of women or darker skinned women. I'll say maybe, like Norbit or Big Mama's House, or whatever. Even though I do like those movies, but in a way, in my mind, I mean, I do enjoy it just for the entertainment, but in my mind, I'm like, no, I mean, in a sense, it is wrong to portray these women as that, even though it is for pure entertainment, but still, it still has a long-term mind effect of maybe young boys who might watch this and might think, like, oh, I don't want to get with nobody like that, like, she's, like, aggressive, disgusting, whatever they're portraying those women as.
But the, like, TikTok comedians now and the Instagram, like, still playing a trope of, like, they pretend to be a ghetto black woman. They got these wild wigs on and, like, super all overdrawn lips, and it's just like, we've grown up from that joke. Like, can we get, like, even though, and then if you speak out about it, like, oh, well, you don't know how to take a joke, you can't take a joke, but it's like, why should black women be a joke to you? You know, like, what's funny about dressing up as a black woman pretending to be ghetto? Like, that's not funny.
I think the rappers and music world has a big part in colorism too, like the stereotypes. Like, this goes to more black men. Like, a lot of black men, you know, rap about drugs like that. And the whole time they'll be doing nothing because they ain't doing nothing but internet talking. And the whole time they really be like cornballs and just be in their room. But it's just like, because that one black man is portraying but rapping about drugs and shooting and stuff like that. Now they have this idea that every black man is like that, and then black men are talking about their women or their girl, how they get, you know, girls or whatever. And it's just like, it has a stereotype and it plays into colorism because it's like, well, I think all black men are like this, or I think all black women are like this. So I think that's a big part of it too. Like,
with the media that Winthrop said, I feel like it also goes to like high school, because I'm sure y'all seen them on little YouTubes and high school, like dark skins are light skins.
Oh yes,
like
Marissa
daughter.
Yeah.
And I feel that really plays a part into it, because then they're mainly boys. That's how one girl do it, and she was dark skinned, but like it was like mainly like dark skinned boys, and they asked like dark skinned women, and they ask other boys, and then like they're like, oh, you know, I don't like no dark skin now, I don't like that, and then like the girls would be like, oh, I don't care, because who cares, we black.
So serious. Me and Courtney, and Talia, we're from, I don't know if anybody else, but we're from Charleston.
Oh yeah, me too.
And so, you're from Charleston too?
Yeah.
Hey girl. So we're from Charleston, right? Well, you know, I moved to the Somerville. You know, we moved to the Somerville. We still regardless, okay? Yeah, she from North Charleston, you know, whatever. So, like, I am from there. Like, I was born there and stuff. Grew up a couple years, but then my mom moved us to Somerville. And like with North Charleston, it's It's good. I don't want to be like that, but
a lot going on. A lot happening.
When I tell you, you mess with a Charleston.
Don't go to Northwoods Outlet.
Oh, you better stop playing with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, like we are. Like with stereotypes, we are like aggressive, and we do have a Geechee Gullah accent. So, like, and I still feel like with stereotypes and like the black one, I feel like it's where you grew up. Like being a Charlestonian, that's where you grew up. Like the Geechee Gullah accent. Like I grew out of mine. I don't have mine no more. But only when I get mad though. Only when I get mad, right?
When my mama, when we would go places, like we would go like in Mount Pleasant. Or like we would go somewhere where like white people gonna be there. She'd be like, oh, you need to like try to code switch.
Yeah.
And when I came here, and that, first of all, I was like, I don't even know how to code switch. I would try so hard, but I couldn't. And when I came to Rock Hill, I would just try to code switch so bad. Like I'll just try to like enunciate my words. I'll try to talk slower so my words don't run together. But yeah,
Because some of them can't understand
I learned to appreciate it.
These discourses are very important, and I feel like we have come ways with like I said, having these discourses on social media. I feel like social media, even though it has its bad side, it's definitely a lot of education, a lot of things that we learn through that. So I just want to add that in.
Subscribe.